Hi, this is Norse. Welcome to the weekly watch list. If you watched the previous weekly watch list video, I was struggling a bit with a cold. I no longer have a cold, feeling a lot better, so I no longer sound like Barry White, like I'm about to break out into song and invite you to spend the night with me. So I really enjoyed that progress. This video we will start with Brent. I had a trade on Brent the previous week or this week. I had a trade from price took out the 50 level and broke support and retested the support becoming resistance. I shorted the resistance right here and I added to my trade at the trend line using my trend line EA. And as you can see right here, price touched the 50 and then we broke higher and then we retested the EMA 50 and just went ballistic on me. I didn't have a chance to flip my position when I saw trouble, or what I did when price broke this high, I flipped my position, or I flipped the trendline EA. So if there was a retest of this trendline, my EA would have bought Brent and then I would have been in on this move. So I was debating on using the TNR EA, so the trendline EA, or the trend following EA that trades the EMA 50. And I chose the trendline EA because I was very confident in that price would come back to this trendline and then bounce. But I picked the wrong one, as you can see right here. So perfect touch of the EMA 50 and then just skyrocketing like a rocket ship. So this was insane and I didn't catch any of it. But it is what it is, so I don't care so much about that. I know that Brent will set up for me in the future, so I just have to wait. So this is just a game with patience, or a game between myself and my own impulses at the moment. Let's go over to dollar yen. Right now, I'm sitting on a fence, just waiting for this support level to give in one more time and then activate the EA to sell the MA50, and then I will look to see if price has legs enough to go down to the 108.80 level. I can show on the daily chart my overall target. I always ask myself when I trade and I choose direction is that where is price coming from and where is price heading? Price on the dollar yen is coming from a double top on the daily chart, and I think price might challenge the previous support. So that's my thesis behind it. And I'm just waiting for this to give more reasons to go short, and then I will activate the EA. And this particular pattern that you can see right here, when we just stab through the resistance, that's my favorite price pattern of them all, made famous by Lawrence Connors and Linda Raschke in the book Street Smarts. So this is known as the turtle soup pattern. I love this pattern itself, and since we are coming from a turtle soup at the daily level, I think that we will come down to this one. So when the 1 hour makes a lower low, I will activate my EA, then go short. Activating it now, if it just comes up into the EMA 50, I give that a lower probability than if we make a smaller lower low and then up into the EMA. So that's just my thesis, and my overall target is 108.80. Let's go over to gold. I trade gold as well with the trend following EA, so the EMA EA. Both of those EAs are still for sale. The EMA EA is 197 and $79 for the trendline EA. And that's basically because since the trend lines, they don't get hit that much, so the value in terms of just the EA itself, I think it's lower than the trend following EA, since we are trading with the trend and we can compound into a giant position. So gold, we are just making new highs, higher lows, higher highs, and I'm shooting for 12.95 at least for gold. We still haven't had any big days, like a big short squeeze days like we had here on the 17th of May in 2017. So I still think that price has room to go to the upside. We are also breaking above a weekly trend line right here. So let's go down to the 1 hour chart. So we have support now, or we have resistance becoming support, and we have a trend line as well, and EMA 50 is creeping up. So I'm looking to build into a bigger position again now on gold. So I will use the EMA. I will not use the trendline EA for this trade, just because the EMA is a dynamic line and the trendline is more static. So that's my plan for gold. And I had a monster position on gold that I liquidated last week. Price was coming in to this big support level down here, so turtle soup pattern, and then price broke, made new highs. I made 5 positions in this instrument, and then I liquidated all after we touched the 1258 resistance, and now I'm restarting the position. This pattern on gold is extremely nice to use. We had it here in June of 2016, and we had it later that year as well, and now we have another one as well. So I think that we will break and take out this level as well. And the euro is basically the same setup as gold was. Let's go to the daily chart and remove the EMA. Let's go right here. So we are coming into a big yearly resistance. So if we fail at these highs, then I think price has a lot of room to the downside, and we could potentially see this gap getting filled as well. Since Forex is the most efficient market in the world, I don't think that this gap will stay unfilled for an extended period of time, at least not when the gap is of this magnitude. And I'm still long on euro based on the trend following EA. Let's see it right here. Yellow line is the EMA 50. So I have it long. I used a reduced size when we was taking out the 117, and then I got filled going down. So I used a lower size since I think that this area might be the climax reversal. So I think that this might be the top itself. Time will tell if it's the top itself, but I like the probability, and I've seen this pattern a lot of times before. But when I trade this pattern here, I take a lot of losses, and it doesn't bother me because it ain't about how hard you get hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and then keep moving forward, and that's just how winning is done. And when I get the, like you saw on dollar yen and gold, that's when you win basically. And the trend following EA, that's just, if you compare yourself to a matador, it's not, it's like a good matador. He doesn't try to kill a fresh bull. He waits until the bull has been stabbed a few times. And that's why I developed this trend following EA, because if you keep shorting the top or trying to buy in a downtrend, so instead of doing that, just flip the position 180 and follow the trend using a very simple entry technique and let an algorithm do the job for you. And that's why I did it, just because I don't have as much of an edge trading the trend as I have when trading turning points. So when you see big turning points, that's when I make most of my money. And things like that. Before, I didn't have a lot of tools to get involved. Now I have it, so now I can cover both the turning points and the meat of the trend as well. And I like that a lot right now. Last pair I'm about to take is NzdJpy, turtle soup pattern here as well. And I think that this pair has potential to see 75.60 in 2 months time. So we are on Tuesday, it's August 1st. So October, we could see price being all the way down here. And if price really starts to get some downside momentum now, I really want to build myself a monster short and just hold it and see what it will happen, like I did with gold. And yeah, that's basically my entire trade plan. for the coming week. I can show you a picture right here. This is gold. How I played gold going up. So you can see here 5 positions long. After we broke this support, I liquidated all 5 of my positions. Then when we broke to new highs, then I started the position again. So a bit emotional when I closed it, because I don't know if it was me or the emotions, because I have never been so big on any currency pair or a commodity ever like I was with gold. So when I started to see my money shrink, I just closed it and restarted it. So this was a lot of fun and a good learning experience for me personally, to get myself to know when I have something extremely big going on. And it was a challenge to hold on for almost 2 weeks, but good experience and it turned out well. So now let's just see what price does going forward on the 4 pairs. So that's it for this weekly watch list. If you want to buy the EAs, send me an email. I will include the email below this video. It's Norse at NorseFX.com. $197 for the trend following EA and $79 for the trendline EA. If you like this video, please click like and hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.